top 5 places to raise your family here in Sudbury, Ontario. I'm gonna go through and rank them from the most affordable to the most expensive and kind of rank them based on these 3 main principles that you want if you're raising your family. Safety, education, and amenities. Those are 3 important factors when deciding where to live. So if you're someone who's moving to Sudbury or you're investing in Sudbury and you want to know where the best places in Sudbury are to raise a family, listen up. I'm going to go through all of them. The last one is actually quite expensive, and I'm going to mention the best school. It was actually in the top 10 in all of Ontario for a little bit, and some people pay way extra to live there because of that school. So let's get right to it. So number 5, we're going to start in the West End. So that is anything basically west of Lawrence Street. If you're looking at a map, there's Little Britain, there's the Gatchel area, and this is a very affordable place to live. So in terms of safety, I give it a B. So the reason I give it a B is because it's very mixed. There's a mix of people that have lived there forever, so it's known as like the Italian community. There's some very nicely built homes and people that have been living there forever that take very good care of their homes. But then because it's older, a little bit more affordable, there's also some slum landlord type of buildings there where there's people that don't take care of their apartments, and it's a little bit more on the less good quality tenant side. So you got a mix of both. Because of that, I'll give it a B. Education, again, I'll give it a B. I'm basically gonna give B to everywhere for education, or A- because there's the one school that stands out, and the rest, if you talk to any teachers, are all pretty good. So it's just based on the types of kids and families that are around your area, and I'm mentioning the 5 best, so they're all going to be about B's for schools. The school system is also similar to the housing. It's very mixed as well, which is why I'm giving it a B. In terms of amenities, a little bit further away. There's one grocery store, but if you're in the Gatchel area, you're a little bit further. A few small restaurants here and there, but nothing major, so you likely need a car, or you're traveling a little bit further to get to certain places. Although there are a lot of parks there, which is great, corner stores, Subway, Tim Hortons, that you can access. Number 4, in affordability, we're looking at Minnow Lake. This is also a very large area, and this is the complete opposite. So it's on the east side of Sudbury. It spans from close to downtown, and it goes super far out, basically to Moonlight Beach, which, if you're looking at a map, is quite a long span. But there's pockets in there that are affordable, very affordable. There's a few newer neighborhoods as well, which those are obviously A areas, great areas to raise a family in. The other areas, the safety is about, again, I'll say a B. It's very mixed, kind of like Gatchel, but just a step up, so we'll say B+. A little bit further out, some great schools. So the education system, you got a decent elementary schools and high schools, so you're in a B right there. Like I said, most of them are going to be B. And then in terms of amenities, a little bit removed if you're in certain parts of Minnow Lake. There's one section where it's 2nd Avenue, which leads basically right to Costco, a few box stores, the movies. So you're close to a lot right there. So the one section is an A for amenities, but the rest I would have to give it a B. So you might need a car or a bike to get, it's a little bit further to get out to these amenities. Minnow Lake does have the skate park, which is great. It does have churches and a lot of parks as well, and schools for the playgrounds if the kids want to go play there. Number 3 on the scale of affordability, and here I'm going to encompass a few different areas and just call it the outskirts. So when I say outskirts, there are several that I'm talking about. So there's Lively, which is the higher end of the outskirts, a little bit more expensive on the affordability side. But then we have Chelmsford and Isilda, which is to the west of Sudbury. To the north, we have the Valley, which includes Hanmer, Val-Thérèse, Val-Caron. That's my French accent coming out a little bit. So that's a very popular area as well. And then to the east, we have Coniston and Wanapitei. So I'm going to give these B+, A- in terms of safety. Quality of life is a little bit different there as well. So the reason people like to live in the outskirts in Sudbury, it's not really a bad thing. Like in Toronto, if you live in Barrie, you're like, oh, this person has to commute probably a long time to get to work. In Sudbury, the outskirts is 10-15 minute drive. If you're in Lively, it's like 7 minutes from the Walmart in the south end. So it's really not that far. If you're in Hanmer, you're maybe 15-20 minutes, but then again, it's a smooth ride, not much traffic. You have everything that you need in these communities. So safety is B+, A-, great schools. So education system, again, B+, B. There's still some mixed out there, but what I tell my investor clients or my people that are looking to move here in Sudbury and like the outskirts is most people out there, it's rare that you hear of disputes with landlord and tenant board, which is a good way of measuring the safety of a neighborhood, right? So if there's a lot of landlord and tenant disputes, it means there are some lower quality tenants that are having some troubles making payments, and often you know what that could be caused by. I'm not trying to generalize here, but that's just the fact of the matter. If you're in the outskirts, there's a lot of people that are just used to making payments. You basically need a car to live out there, which gets me to the amenities part of it. It's hard because if you're gonna stay in Valley, Chelmsford, it's in B+, A-, because everything is there. You got grocery stores, Canadian Tires, your box stores, restaurants, everything you need. But then if you want to come to the movies, or you have to go downtown or to the city, then you're getting a little bit lower because you have to drive a little bit. So you'd give it a B. But it has everything you need out there. And the quality of life, when I said it's a little bit different and it's great to raise a family, if you're the type of family that loves going snow machining in the winter, loves to hop on the quad and just rip around wherever you want, even in your little community, it's the easiest place to do that. You're close to more lakes, cottages, nature if you're a hunter. So that's why people like living in the outskirts. Often a little bit bigger lots, same quality of life, different lifestyle a little bit. So some people love living out there. Number 2, up there a little bit more on the affordability, getting a little bit more expensive, but it's because basically everywhere in this neighborhood, this is the north, New Sudbury is what it's called. So this is the north of Sudbury without getting as far as the valley. It ranges quite a bit around above LaSalle, just below LaSalle, and then around Barrie Down to the right of Barrie Down, all the way up to Falconbridge if you're looking at a map. So what this means is this is a little bit of, hence the name, New Sudbury. It's a little bit newer than some of the other areas that I've been mentioning. So a little bit bigger homes, brick bungalows, a lot of new neighborhoods popping up in New Sudbury. And it's the hub of basically all, like our mall, our big box stores, Costco, Lowe's, Home Depot. There's basically any restaurant that you could think of. So I give New Sudbury an A for safety. It's one of the better neighborhoods to be in if you're looking for a rental or to move your family. Most of the neighborhoods, I won't pick and choose. There's a few that might be a little bit lower, like B+. But you can't go wrong in New Sudbury. And then in terms of education, great. Couple good high schools, couple good elementary schools. You're getting some good education there. I'll give it an A- for that. Only reason it's not A+ is because there's one school that has it. And then for amenities, A++, every single thing you need. Basically, I wouldn't say quite walking distance, but close to. You can bike to it. I used to have friends' houses there that we'd just go wherever we wanted. The mall, Costco, Starbucks, restaurants, you name it. Which leads us to the number 1 place to raise a family in all of Sudbury, but also comes with its costs, and that is the south end of Sudbury. There's not one place in the south end of Sudbury that you can go wrong. So it's an A+ for safety. It's a little bit removed, so people that aren't from the south end, they're like, oh, why would you move to the south end? Because you don't have the mall, you don't have the Costco, you have to drive a little bit further, although it's not far at all. You just have to drive through downtown, just a little bit further. So the south end is an A+ for safety, like I was saying, because it is a little bit more removed. It's mostly new neighborhoods. So 70s is basically the oldest, and that's like kind of the neighborhood I live in, but I like it that way because it's more character homes. But a lot of brand new builds going up in the south end. It's considered our like Louis Vuitton, Gucci of Sudbury. It's more expensive, and not really for a specific reason, just because it's a status thing, and just some of the more wealthy families live in the south end. That being said, the education in one of the neighborhoods sells for a lot, which is Llewellyn, and that's because the education is A+. So it has RLBD and Llewellyn High School. RLBD was the one that I was saying was top 10 in schools for a little bit. It's dropped down since, but still, some people are like, hey, I only want to live in Llewellyn because my kids absolutely need to go to RLBD. So of course that drives the price up, right? Because people love their kids, including you, because you're watching this video. So, and then high school, Llewellyn is now probably our highest end high school now as well. And that's changed over the years, but it's been doing very well. They have a good STEP program. And then there's a few other good schools, high schools around Lockerbie and Algonquin High School that are, St. Ben, sorry, in Algonquin, that neighborhood. Again, newer builds. So great education. And then the amenities, I'm gonna give it an A because you have everything you need. The only thing you're really missing is the mall if you have to go there, and the movies if you have to go there. You're still really close to downtown. You got all your grocery stores, high-end restaurants in the south end as well. And it is lots of parks, sports teams, and you're close to the university as well, and trails and stuff if that's what you like to do. So those are the 5 best places in Sudbury to raise a family. Hope this helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I make videos helping people learn about Sudbury if you're investing or you're moving here. And I'm a realtor, and I have a team full of realtors that are here to help if you want some help finding a place to stay or you need a home to buy and live in. We would love to help. And that's it for today. See you guys in the next video.